Britain is planning to send military advisors to Libya to help rebels fighting against forces loyal to the country's leader, Muammar Gaddafi.
Meanwhile, heavy fighting continues in key cities where NATO troops have taken down crucial communication structures. Libya's frontline towns of Ajdabiya and Misrata are still being closely guarded by rebels, aiming to topple the government. NATO planes protecting Libyans from leader Muammar Gaddafi's crackdown have stepped up airstrikes on military targets and communication infrastructure.
We've struck a broad range of targets: tanks and rocket launchers, armored vehicles and ammunition sites. We're keeping up the pressure on the Gaddafi regime forces to stop their brutal onslaught against civilians.
But Libyan officials aren't blaming NATO for the attacks and are instead pointing the finger at rebels.
These raids came according to the requests from the rebels to enable them to advance to the west.
But soon, rebels will be getting a little more help than that. Britain has announced plans to send military officers to Libya to advise them. Critics are worried Britain will be dragged into a civil war, but London insists it's only sending about a dozen officers to help insurgents improve their organizational structure and communications. Britain is also keen to make clear it's not arming rebels or training them to fight against forces loyal to Gaddafi, and there will be no boots on the ground. Instead, the aim is to continue to weaken Gaddafi.
What we have achieved is that Gaddafi is not able to use his forces as he wants. He's not able to fight the way he wants. So I think we have seriously degraded his capacity to attack or be a threat to the civilian population. And we continue to degrade his ability to do that.
Britain's decision is most likely to anger Russia, which had refused to back the UN Security Council resolution authorizing the no-fly zone over Libya in the first place. London insists sending advisors to Libya is in line with a UN resolution aimed at protecting civilians. They're not supposed to take sides, but the US, France and Britain all want to see Gaddafi ousted from power. Libyan officials are maintaining that the rebels have ties to terror network Al-Qaeda bent on destroying the country.